The album in question was recorded in parts at Abbey Road in the same year that begat Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn, and of course SF Sorrow. Sadly, despite its wondrous musical scope and sense of adventure, by the time it was released in April 1968, the band who'd made the album had all but split. In the intervening years, however, this album has grown in terms of its import and is recognised as one of the finest pieces of work to emerge from these fair isles in the late 1960s, influencing at least 3 generations of musicians along the way, some of whom are here this evening. To present the MOJO Classic Album Award, please welcome to the stage a man whose unique visionary music is in many ways a direct descendant of the music that appears on this very album. From the super furry animals, it is the self-styled psychedelic adventurer, Mr. Griff Rhys, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it's my huge and unexpected honour to get to hand over the award for this incredible, euphoric and melodic and paralleled album. Amazing. Can I do something?
Should we have a look at the winners in action? Let's do that.
There's no nominations. Is there a nomination?
There's no nomination.
There's only one, Odessey and Oracle.
Love runs high in this time.
Well, thank you very much. This album has a very strange story because we made it in 1967, and even though it had a record on it that was #1 in a lot of places in the world, the album didn't really sell. And then 15 years later, it gradually started to sell. And the first guy that I was aware of championing it was actually Paul Weller. And after that, succeeding waves of young artists were kind enough to say nice things about it, right up until the present day, I have to say. A few weeks ago, I think the Foo Fighters and the Fleet Foxes actually were saying nice things about this inspiring them. So we're incredibly gratified and also very gratified to have an award from such a fantastic magazine. Thanks so much. Thank you.
We'd also like to dedicate it to our 5th member who sadly passed away a few years ago, Paul Atkinson. Thank you.
It's so fantastic.
Well, that was the pleasure, actually. I mean, basically, all the young groups taking the music on and telling us, and it's beautiful for us because one of the songs on there is titled "This Will Be Our Year, Took a Long Time to Come," and it's really true, and it's really refreshing that the young groups are recognising what we did all that time ago.
And can you explain, as you must have done a million times before, about the spelling of Odessey on the record cover?
Well, I have to say that when we made the album, I shared a flat with Chris and another guy who was actually a great friend, but also an art teacher. And we loved his work. In fact, he decorated a Mini that I had with sort of psychedelic paint all over them, and it was fantastic, paint job on the Mini. We asked him to do the cover. And then we immediately went away on tour. He mocked up this first draft of the cover. We thought it looked brilliant. And we said, fantastic, go ahead and do it. When we came back, it had already gone to the record company. And it was, as you know, it's very swirly. So a lot of the words get sort of confused. And when we looked at it, Chris and I said, oh my God, he spelled Odyssey wrong. And I said, what are we going to say? I said, I'll tell you what, we'll say that it was intentional and that it was a pun on the word ode. You know, Odessey and Oracle. And in fact, we told the others that. And I didn't come clean with this story till about 5 years ago. And in an interview with Colin, and he looked at me and said, you bastard! All these years! The touring band that Colin and I play with were playing one night. Chris often comes along, and he said, do you realise it's 40 years since we did Odessey and Oracle, and we've never played it? So we said, let's celebrate it. But if we do it, let's reproduce every single note that's on the album. So for the concerts that we did at Shepherd's Bush, we got an old American Victorian era pump organ to do Butcher's Tale.
Wow.
We got Darian Sahanaja from the Brian Wilson band to come over and play the extra keyboard parts that I'd overdubbed. and we used the guys from our touring band to do all the extra harmonies, so every single note on that particular album was reproduced, and we thought, that's it, one night, one off.
Yeah.
Well, that one night turned into 3, and then we were prevailed upon, really, to do a reprise the following year, which we did this year. But you know, I'm really, really pleased because we got a great DVD out of it, and we got a record of us actually premiering and playing this thing live, which we never thought we would do. And it's there for all time now, and we're really happy with the record of it, with the DVD record of it.
Yeah.
It's us playing, you know, and I feel that we've come to terms with it.
Yeah.